Welcome, my peoples, and welcome to a progress report in the NFL season. Just we're basically down to the second half of the NFL season. We're going to the part to where this is trade deadline. This is the part of the season where teams are going to start. Certain teams are going to start running away. We're going to see who's really for real, and who has potential, and who is just going to be just rebuilding for the time being. So now, for what we're going to do, we're going to check up on check up to see how things are going. Start off with the NFC West. Now, Rams appears to be that team. I'm not going to lie. Like, the LA Rams, they're in the same position Philly was last year. They got one of the best units out there defensively. Jared Goff is becoming a household name as a quarterback. Okay, Todd Gurley's having an MVP season like he did last year. This Rams team, to me, are looking like appears to be a stronger tier. They may get the first seed. I understand it's still plenty more games to be played, but I really don't see too many teams beating them as of now. Since this is a rough season, and there's a lot of teams that are beat up. I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of teams that are not playing like they should be. It's a tough season. There's a lot of injuries, but Rams just seem to be the stronger team. They have the stronger unit. And the Rams have not looked this good since the Kurt Warner, Marshall Faulk days. Back in the early 2000s, like 01, 02, 99, okay? That was the last time they had a good start like this when they were like 7-0 in the NFL season. So y'all gotta understand how long it's been for this team. It's been years. It's been decades since they looked this competitive. But like I said, I'm not gonna say they're gonna go to the Super Bowl just yet. I'm gonna wait till week 17 to make my predictions. But I'm gonna say this: there's really not too many teams beating them as of now, because there's not too many teams that have offensive defenses right now that are strong as them as far as the units. This team paid a lot of money, like Philly did, to get their squad. The next up, we got Seattle. Now, basically, Seattle, Pete Carroll's gonna make it interesting. Pete Carroll's Pete Carroll. Like, he'll keep this team going, but as far as them competing for a playoff spot, I don't know. That remains to be seen. This team has already suffered losses. I mean, Earl Thomas has basically played his last season in Seattle. Earl Thomas is basically gone by next year. Okay, so when the season ends by I think around like February after the Super Bowl, Earl Thomas' contract is officially expired. So he's going to be walking up out of there. And there's no doubt in my mind, Earl Thomas is going to a different team. He doesn't want to be in Seattle no more. They don't want to pay him no money. They don't want to keep him long term anymore. It seems like Pete Carroll, like John Gruden, he's ready to start over again completely. He's ready to develop a brand new unit. Because like I told y'all before, like if I watched my Legion of Boom video, that's it. Most of their members are gone. Earl Thomas is gone. Michael Bennett's gone. You don't have Chris Averill no more neither. I think he's actually out of here. Yeah, Chris Averill had an injury. I think a career-ending injury. If you don't see him no more. Yeah, McBain still remains, and Chancellor's still there, but that's pretty much it. Even then, I don't see those two staying anyway. Marshawn Lynch been left. All you really have is basically Russell Wilson and Doug Baldwin. You know what I'm saying? The receiver core is still there. At least maybe 3 or 4 of them, they're still there. But that whole Legion of Boom, yeah, they basically split up. And then, of course, San Francisco, Jimmy G looks like he appears to be out for the season. They're basically done. So basically, they're going to have to, Kyle Shanahan's going to have to start over again. Maybe they'll get a first-round draft pick, which they look at on taking. Same thing with Arizona. Arizona just got a lot of problems. I think this is Fitzgerald's last season. He needs to retire already. Y'all see Adrian Peterson went up and left. Peterson been left that team. He wasn't going to stay there. But Fitzgerald should have did the same thing. If I'm Fitzgerald, I would have went to New England. The Patriots should have picked up Fitzgerald instead of getting Josh Gordon. But, I mean, I guess Larry Fitzgerald wants to stay and retire a Cardinal. He's faithful and loyal. I'll give him that. But, no, this team is finished. I mean, when you have Fitzgerald age, it's all about winning rings. You're not going to be winning no rings with Arizona. They've had their opportunities already. When Bruce Arians was there all that time, and Carson Palmer took him to the NFC Championship for the first time in his career, and then they got blown out by Carolina. And then I think another opportunity was, back when Kurt Warner was there. But, I mean, that's just it, man. This team... They're gonna have this. This is another team that's gonna be down for a while, because getting Sam Bradford and paying him all that money was not the answer. Okay, they should stayed with Josh Rosen as a starter, gotten them somebody else. Sam Bradford is not a starting quarterback. Now for the NFC East, Redskins, they're looking good. They're looking decent. Let's say that. Only time I'm going to tell how far Alex Smith is going to be able to take this team. Adrian Peterson is actually playing decent. He's like the third best running back in his league. And that's only because the Washington Redskins actually got a decent offensive line. They have a way better offensive line than what Arizona has. Of course, like I said, Peterson's an old man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, he's pushing Father Time. So, I mean, the Redskins, they may be a playoff team. We'll see down the line because we're going down towards the last stretch of the season. So, like I said, it's still a lot of games to be played. I'm not really that much sold on the Washington Redskins, but like I said, we'll see how it goes by week 17. As for the Cowboys, it's official. Amari Cooper is a Dallas Cowboy. They just traded a first-round draft pick so they could pick up Amari Cooper. And to me, that was like the best decision Jerry Jones can do because the Cowboys need more offense. They need another top receiver. Amari Cooper can still get down. So don't believe what these Raider fans are telling you that, Amari Cooper is done. He's this or that. He's not the same guy. Like, no, man. The problem with Amari Cooper is Derek Carr is not giving him the ball like that. Derek Carr is not playing the way he should be. That's why. Derek Carr has not been the same since he got injured 2 years ago. Yeah, the injury has really affected Derek Carr's game. And that's the main problem. Plus, you look at the fact the team has already been destitute already. So the Amari Cooper's not getting the ball like he should have. He should be able to play way better under this Cowboy offense. Because with Amari Cooper there, that now gives the Cowboys another target offensively. He's definitely a threat. Amari Cooper is not the top receiver you want to leave open at all. Amari Cooper got size. He's an Alabama guy. He's a Nick Saban man. Okay? With that being said, Amari Cooper can be used as a great decoy to open up the Cowboys offense to get those other receivers going. And Cowboys have a bye week this week, so they got time to get Amari Cooper up to speed with that offense. But I think this could give Cowboys a stretch. This could give Cowboys a opening they need, a boost. Amari Cooper is definitely a boost that they've been needing. Because you've been needing another receiver. Because Gallup, Tavon Austin, Rico Gathers, these guys are young. They're fresh, okay? They're just not learning that team. Yeah, you got Cole Beasley. Cole Beasley's actually been playing well, so I can see Amari Cooper possibly at number 2. They might have Cole Beasley at number 1, but the reason why Cole Beasley won't be at the number 1 position because he's too small, he's short. They're gonna keep him at the slot position, but Amari Cooper is definitely good for them. Now, Eagles is Eagles. I'm not really worried about the Eagles. I think Philly can make the playoffs when it's all said and done. And of course, they've been losing some tough games. Carolina was very tough. But again, man, Carson Wentz can still compete. He can still get down. So, I'm not going to be troubled. I'm not worried about Philadelphia. They'll get it going around this time. As far as the Giants, the only thing they got going for them is basically Saquon Barkley and ODB. They really don't got nothing else. Like I told y'all last year, Eli Manning, like I told you earlier, Eli Manning needs to retire. This is basically it for him. Okay? If I was Eli Manning, I would have tried to get traded to the Jaguars and go over there and back up Bortles. Because actually, they need a quarterback. The Jaguars desperately need Eli Manning's services. Matter of fact, Eli Manning, it's not too late. If I'm Eli Manning, I'm going to try to leave the Giants and try to go to the Jaguars. As of now. You put Eli Manning with that offense and what they got over there, the Jaguars will make another run to the AFC Championship game. Okay? Eli Manning is better than most of those quarterbacks they got over in the AFC. Not named Tom Brady. Not named Ben Roethlisberger, okay? He's better than a lot of those other quarterbacks. You put Eli Manning in the AFC, I guarantee you, and the Jaguars go back to dominating like they did last year. That's where he needs to be. Okay? I understand you want to retire a Giant. You've been faithful all these years, but they're not going nowhere. If you Eli Manning, you want to leave out with a ring just like your brother did. You don't want to let your older brother outdo you. Yet Peyton Manning has 2 rings. Eli Manning has 2. So if you Eli Manning, you want to actually retire with a championship ring on your finger. Getting at least 3. You're not going to do that with the Giants. You might as well go with Tom Coughlin over there in Jacksonville and retire with the guy who helped make your career. Who helped coach you to who you was. I'm sorry, but these new coaches need a brand new quarterback. McAdoo couldn't coach Eli Manning that well. Y'all seeing how that turned out. This new head coach, no, man. This new head coach needs a brand new quarterback that he can use on his own. Eli Manning's already past his prime already, man. His best days are behind him. It's time to leave the Giants. Saints. Like I told you before, man, this is Drew Brees' perhaps last season. Okay, the reason why the Saints are playing hard, but they know Drew Brees ain't going to be around for too much longer. This is it for him. So I can see the Saints making a strong run back to that the NFC Championship game. They can do it this year. I don't see, like I said, like the Rams, I don't see too many teams beating them. Yeah, the Rams have their flaws. Don't get me wrong. The Rams have flaws too, but the Saints are more flawed than the Rams. I'm telling you that now. The Saints barely defeated the Ravens. They barely. Okay, so again, man, I know Breeze is an old man too. He's up in age, but no, that old man can still get down. So, like I said, New Orleans, appears to be a playoff pick. We'll see down the line, but like I said, they're looking like strong contenders. Same thing with Carolina. Carolina's balling. It's Cam Newton, of course. As long as the Panthers got Cam Newton, they're going to be fine. Cam Newton's going to at least keep them competitive. I mean, I can see the Panthers possibly getting a wild card spot. They're not going to get the division. The Saints going to get the division, what it appears to be, but no, I think Saints can basically challenge for that wild card spot. Buccaneers, I don't know what's going on. I mean, maybe it's the head coach. Jameis Winston has to get going. See, that's the problem, man. When you suspended 3 games like that, it messes off momentum. Jameis Winston, that suspension didn't help Jameis Winston at all. Because Jameis Winston's not playing no better than Fitzpatrick. So again, this appears to be Tampa Bay has to get it going. I mean, I had high hopes for them, but I don't know. I just don't know, man. Like there's something missing over there. Atlanta, you know what I'm saying, appears to be rebuilding. Atlanta's back to having another down season. There's not really too much going for them. Matt Ryan is pushing up in age too. Matt Ryan, I don't see him being around for too much longer himself. So I guess the Falcons, they got to try something new next season. Like they're not winning, they're not being successful at all. They need some defense. They're missing a lot of pieces. They need a brand new offense. They need a new defense. Appears to be. There should be no reason why this team should be at the bottom right now. But again, it's a tough season. So that's just Atlanta, man. Atlanta appears to be a disappointment right now. I mean, they'll figure it out down the line, but I don't see Atlanta getting into the playoffs anymore. I think this is it for them. Chicago. Again, the Khalil Mack trade was better for them. They got Matt Trubisky. They on to the right track. Like I said, this new head coach has them playing well. You know what I'm saying? Howard is playing good. Like, this Bears team is competitive. If they keep it up, they just might make the playoffs again. Now, I know it's been a while. It's been at least about 6, 7, almost 8, 9 years since they made the playoffs. Okay, it's been a while. They ain't made the playoffs since Jay Cutler was over there in them days. But, no, things are looking bright. If they keep it going, you know what I'm saying? They keep, because to me, I believe the Bears could beat the Green Bay. If Chicago beats the Green Bay Packers, they'll make the playoffs. They can actually, matter of fact, there's no other NFC North team beating Chicago. Detroit, no. Minnesota, hell no. And Green Bay, I mean, yeah, Aaron Rodgers is a question mark. And I can see it come down to these two teams, matter of fact. Green Bay is not done yet. As long as Green Bay got Aaron Rodgers, you know what I'm saying, still on his feet, they'll be good. So, if the Bears want to get the home field advantage, they're going to have to keep Green Bay down. They're going to have to defeat Green Bay the second time they meet. If the Bears can't defeat the Green Bay Packers, they're not going to have a chance to compete in the playoffs. I'm going to be honest now. If you want to get to that AFC Championship game, you got to go through Green Bay. That's just how it goes. Aaron Rodgers is that good of a quarterback. Clay Matthews is that good of a linebacker. Mike McCarthy is that good of a coach. So for the Chicago Bears, the test is how they go get past Green Bay. And, of course, you know, the Lions, with Matt Patricia, I give him a couple of seasons to get them going because he's a Bill Belichick guy. It's not going to take him long to figure out, but this season he has to work out the kinks. He has to work out what works and what doesn't work for him, so he'll get that roster going. The Vikings are a maybe. I can see Minnesota getting a wild card spot, too, before it's all said and done because Minnesota's not going to beat the Packers or the Bears out for that division spot. They're not going to beat them out for that first or second seed, so I can see Minnesota coming battling out maybe the Cowboys or the Panthers for that last wild card spot when it comes down to that time. But Green Bay, I believe, is definitely a third or fourth seed. But we'll see how it goes. As for the AFC, Kansas City's balling. You know, Patrick Mahomes, to me, this is his first year in. His rookie year, he didn't play because they had Alex Smith. But this year, man, I don't see, like I said, Mahomes is still fresh. There's not too many teams that got game film on him. So If you Kansas City, if you're Andy Reid, you want to take advantage of that as much as possible. Mahomes is a Michael Vick guy, so that's working out well for them. They only got one loss. They lost to New England in a very close loss, but I don't see them losing too many other teams. I think they'll own the AFC West because the LA Chargers are still not there yet. And the Broncos, they're still figuring out. Even though Chase Keenum is a better quarterback than what they had the last 2 seasons, they're still not there yet. Okay, they're another team that's been losing guys. They've been losing some key pieces. And the Raiders are basically starting over again. John Gruden is trying to start from scratch with this team. So we'll see what Gruden does next season. Now he has 3 first-round draft picks officially. So the Raiders are going to be very interesting. They're going to have an off-season like the Browns did last year. Or even this season. Like this season, Browns had an interesting off-season. I can see the Raiders having that too with 3 first-round draft picks. They're going to definitely, like Derek Carr might be next. Derek Carr might be the next one to go. He's definitely out of there. They might start over with a brand new quarterback because Derek Carr just may have to play the backup role. AFC East is looking competitive. Okay, you got Miami and New England. You got these 2 teams. I still say New England might get that. They get the division, but Miami has a chance. Miami has already beat New England the first time. If Miami can beat New England the second time in a row, they'll win out the division. So Tannehill has another chance to prove himself this season. But as for the Patriots, like I told y'all before, Brady is 42 years old. Brady's not going to have too many good seasons where he go continue to be winning games and dominating like that. You're going to see that in the playoffs. The playoffs, the Patriots are vulnerable. I don't see Patriots really going that far. They could, I'd say I give New England maybe the first or second round, and then that'll be it for them. Brady is at the age where he needs to retire. Okay, he's not looking too good. Right, as he's getting older. These other teams are getting younger, like the Jets, for example. The Jets actually have a chance this year if Sam Darnold can keep up the momentum. If he can win at least I say 6 or 7 games. The Jets could possibly get a wild card spot. They're not going to beat out Miami. They may beat out Miami, but they're not going to beat out New England. The Jets may make the playoffs with Sam Darnold as the rookie quarterback. I'm just say this, man. The Jets appears to be that dark horse. Do not be shocked if Jets don't make them. They'll find their way into the playoffs. Excuse me, y'all. I'm getting kind of sick. It's around that time of year. This is flu season, so I'm not feeling that well at all. But I'm hanging on. But again, I can see Jets being that surprise team. They may do it. Okay? Sam Darnold is looking very, very promising. And, of course, Bills is Bills. I told y'all, I'm going to say it before, man. They should have never traded Tyrod Taylor. Tyrod Taylor should still be in Buffalo Bills uniform. He is the only quarterback that got them there. I don't understand why you would trade away something that works for you because Allen, no, man. I'm sorry, the new first-round quarterback they got, he's not playing any better. He's playing worse than Tyrod Taylor. And even if that's the case, you might as well put in A.J. McCarron. A.J. McCarron might as well just be the starter. I'm serious, man. Like, this is not working out for them at all. This is why the Bills are not successful because Bills keep changing up what's worked for them. They can't make up their mind on who they want to go as far as the direction of the team. They don't know what type of offense they want to run. They don't know what type of defense they want to go with. You got a defense. See, that's the thing, man. Buffalo has a defense. It's just the offense has problems. They need to fire that offensive coordinator. The offensive coordinator got to go. Because that's just not working for them, man. You don't release the quarterback that got you to the playoffs for the first time in 20-some years. Jacksonville. Now, if Jacksonville don't be careful, they're going to lose that spot. Tennessee going to be the wind up catching them. Jacksonville need to start doing something. They need to change it up now because Blake Bortles, man, I'm sorry, man. I tried to give Blake Bortles a chance. He's starting to fail. Blake Bortles is starting to be a disappointment like he was 2 years ago before last season. Okay, the Jaguars got this best defense in the league. This offense needs to start putting points on the board. The reason why my Cowboys dominated them so much is because the offense couldn't score at all. The Cowboys secondary basically locked down most of Blake Bortles' receivers. And I understand y'all got injuries. Leonard Fournette's not there. That makes a whole lot of difference, which tells me they're more of a running team. But you got to get TJ Yeldon going. You got Jamal Charles. You got to get them going. Okay? If the passing game doesn't work, you got to figure out another run scheme. Jacksonville has to figure out now or else they're going to lose that spot. Okay, they're going to lose. I think Tennessee is going to wind up catching them or Houston is going to catch them because Houston's been winning games too. So again, Jacksonville needs to be careful. Tennessee, I'm not worried about Tennessee because they got Mariota, you got Derrick Henry. They'll do fine. They're a second half team anyway. This is the second half of the season where Tennessee starts picking it up. I think they have a chance to beat out Jacksonville. Okay, like I said, the AFC South is pretty much close. Same thing with Houston, man. Houston's starting to look very interesting. Okay, they have Deshaun Watson is playing good. J.J. Watt is healthy. With Jameis Winston, like I said, as long as they have J.J. Watt healthy, they have a chance. Like Jets, I'm going to give Houston a chance to actually make that spot. I think Houston can actually win out the division when it's all said and done. I'm going to give him that. Because the Colts are not ready yet at all. Yeah, Andrew Luck's going to make it halfway. Luck's going to be decent, but he doesn't have enough help yet. The Colts are not ready for the playoffs just yet. I'm going to give this to Houston. I'm going to say Houston can beat out that division. By week 17, I see Houston possibly getting that AFC spot. They can win the AFC South when it's all said and done because I don't see Jaguars doing it too much. If Bortles keeps having an off game like he did last week, no, man, they're done. Jaguars are not going no further. But Houston definitely could be that team. Now, AFC North. The AFC North is actually looking good. It's going to come down to these three teams. Like, Cincinnati's playing well. They're having a good regular season. I just think Marvin Lewis will have another one of those seasons where he's doing good in the regular season, but as far as playoffs, he's going to lose in the first round. But that remains to be seen. Let's see if that actually happens. But the Ravens lost a very close game against the Saints. Very close. But still, this AFC North is close. The Steelers, Le'Veon Bell coming back at the right time. With Le'Veon Bell coming back, they can make a run like they did last year. So if you Cincinnati and Baltimore, you got to watch out for the Steelers. Steelers got their running back into the lineup. They're going to be looking to compete. They're going to try to take back that spot. So if you Cincinnati and Baltimore, do not let your foot off the gas. You got to keep going. You got to win out. Cincinnati has to win out if they want to get that first seed. Because actually, Cincinnati actually has a chance. Cincinnati has a golden opportunity right now to get the home field advantage. Because I believe Kansas City is going to get the 2 spot. The only reason why I got Cincinnati so high right now is because they only lost like 1 game. Yeah, I think they only lost 1 or 2 games. If I'm not mistaken, only lost 1 game. Like Kansas City. So they're in the driver's seat as far as the conference. But if they don't be careful, Pittsburgh and Baltimore are definitely going to catch them. Because the Ravens are definitely playing hard. Like, Flacco's not even playing that bad at all this season. Okay? That just means Flacco done saw my videos. He's been looking at a lot of these YouTube videos. He's been looking at ESPN. He's been looking at Sports Central. Flacco is stepping his game up. Because, if he don't step his game up, Lamar Jackson's going to be the starter. Flacco knows that this is the last season of him. If he doesn't try to get them into the playoffs, they're going to release him by the end of this season. So Flacco's playing like his life depends on it, which it should be. As for the Browns still got a shot. It's not over for them yet. Like I said, they're not too far off from Pittsburgh or Baltimore. The Browns just got to win more games, which is starting to do. If I'm the Browns, I'll try to hire Dan Bailey as my kicker. I'll sign Dan Bailey to a contract if you're not going to sign Dez Bryant. But again, man, Browns need to sign either one. They need to sign Dez Bryant or they need to sign Dan Bailey, and they need to start trying to win games because they've been losing overtime victories. The Browns have been playing some very competitive football thanks to Baker Mayfield. But now it's the time for them to start getting going. So if you Hugh Jackson, it's time for you to start, going on a run now. At least win the next 6 games. If Cleveland can win the next 6 games out, and let's say Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and Cincinnati lose the next 1 or 2 games, and then the Browns have an opportunity to basically steal a playoff spot. Because the AFC entirely is close. It's not like the NFC. The NFC, the top 4 teams in the NFC are starting to run away in their division. Yeah, you look at the Bears, Saints, Redskins, and the Rams. Those teams are at least 2 or 3 games ahead of their division. Especially the Rams. The Rams are like 4 or 5 games in. Like Seattle, San Francisco, or Arizona is not catching LA at all. The Rams are going to basically get that first seed, look like. Same thing with the Redskins. The Skins are at least 2 games ahead of Dallas and Philadelphia. With that win now, they're 5-2. And then Saints, Saints have not lost that many games. They only lost maybe 1 or 2 games. Again, the Saints are 2 games ahead of Carolina. And the Bears are literally a spot away from Green Bay. They just lost to New England, so like I said, Green Bay has a chance to tie up with them, but no, the Bears have a chance to run away from Green Bay. But as for the AFC, like a lot of these teams, except for Kansas City, a lot of these teams are actually close, especially that AFC East. New England is literally head up and neck with Miami. So Miami, you gonna have to start winning out to stay ahead of Brady. So the key to the key for the Dolphins right now is to basically win out, beat New England, to basically sweep New England, and win out the next remaining games. I say win out maybe the next 8 games to basically get that first seed. Because if New England doesn't get home field advantage, they're vulnerable. I'm going to tell you that now. They're vulnerable to play against a team like Tennessee, Jacksonville, Cincinnati, or even the Chiefs or Steelers possibly. They're going to be very vulnerable. You don't want New England getting the first seed at all. That's going to be the key to the rest of the AFC. Again, folks, that's my video. That's my progress report. This is the second half of the season. I'm going to come back again with the NFL in Week 17 when the playoff seeding has been determined, and then I'll make my Super Bowl predictions there. Who I think will go to the Super Bowl and who I think will go to the AFC Championship. That's the video, folks. You know what I'm saying? Like, subscribe, comment. Stay blessed. Stay tuned. I'll see you soon.